One of the most important aspects to creating really fire hip hop beats and R&B beats is having incredible drums. Artists like Sir and Frank Ocean use real kit samples and drummers to create their sounds, but at the same time, it still has depth, has punch, and has feel to it. In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how you can emulate those styles and create those acoustic drums that still feel like they have punch, bounce, and depth to them. That's crazy. So let's get into it. We're gonna start it a little bit slower, I think. And one thing that I find super helpful is just kind of beatbox the rough idea of what the drums are gonna be in the first place. That's gonna give me my tempo at least. So if I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we're sitting at like 70 BPM, right? Now, one of the first things that's going to be so crucial is sound selection. And really, the best thing you could do with sound selection is just making sure you've got the best kits starting off with, made by pro producers who are doing the right things. So if you want to check that out, I've put together a list of some of my favorite kits, packs, and presets. You can check that out. I'll link it down in the description. It's absolutely free. Just all of the stuff that I like to use, some of the stuff that's on the side here. It's going to set you up right. I'm going for kicks that I know already work. This one's got a little bit of punch to it. And remember, we want real sounding samples, right? So we have to be really careful with exactly what we pick. So I'm going to start with my kick and rim pattern. This brings me on to my second tip as well. You've seen me do this so many times, but it's so powerful. These ghost accents that we can add in is going to make our drums feel way more real. Same again, maybe. So that's my kick and my snare pattern now. It's got a bunch of ghost notes in it. It's got a couple double hits. And you can do this using something like Addictive Drums. Sometimes I like to do that as well. Sometimes I like to use the drum rack. But when I actually place it down on the grid like this, it helps me to actually visualize exactly what I want to see. And in this particular track, I want to see more kicks than rims, because that's where we're getting that groove and that's where we're getting that bounce from. Again, like I said with the doubles, I'm going to take one of these. And the thing that's cool with these is that we don't actually have a lot of different samples that we need to put together to make this feel real. Most of the time we're using the kick, rim or snare, and a hi-hat. We're not going crazy with mad percussion here. We can add that sort of stuff, but in general, it wants to feel real, right? So now all I'm really looking for is a nice hi-hat. And we've got a couple options for that as well. We can use a drum rack to kind of play something in. In fact, let's give that a try. That could work. That sounds really nice. So now that we have this relationship between the two, we want to set up our choke points so that when one plays, it stops the other from playing. We're going to look for the drum rack that we just created. You can see the two hi-hats. And if we set the number to the same, then when I play one, it will cut the other one off. And then you've got that real hi-hat sound. So let's give it a try. That's pretty fire. I'm going to bring up the volume of the hi-hats a little bit. Just a very subtle, tiny amount of panning, just to give a slight amount of variation between where everything is instead of being straight down the middle. So that's one option. It is nice. It does work. Another thing that I've been loving to do lately, literally just using a sample of someone who's actually played the hi-hats before, because you get a level of bounce that sometimes you just can't emulate, or I can't emulate, using just the drum rack itself. So if I come to the hats here, again, you'll find that linked inside the Sound Vault, this particular pack. And I just pick one of the essential grooves. You're going to find some really common grooves that have the amount of swing that you kind of be looking for. That's sitting on the backbeat. I think we probably want more of a downbeat kind of rhythm. Maybe 16ths. What I'm going to do is duplicate some of these so that we don't have as many opens. and kind of cut this around and customize it so that it's kind of playing the rhythm that I like. This feels way closer to the one for me. That feels super, super nice. Okay, so now we've literally just placed the stuff down, right? Now I want to add maybe a few effects here and there just to make it feel a little bit more cohesive, add to that drum feel. One of my favorite effects is snare buzz. It sounds really great on snares, but it also adds a little bit to your rims as well. Lovely. I like to add a little bit of room to these. It's very, very subtle room. So we're going to come here. I'm going to go Valhalla. I'll just type in room for now. And we'll set up something that's really, really small. And we'll put our rim and hats into that. So I've got them at level so I can hear them. Let me bring it down. That already feels really, really great. That feels good, but we're missing the swing. The swing is where you get so much from this, right? And I'm just gonna displace the hi-hats to give me that swing. So now the hi-hats are coming a little bit later. We could bring the snares back a little bit earlier if we wanted to. Now my head's going, you gotta really listen for that. Okay, that's so wicked, so wicked. So now we're talking a little bit of mixing, a little bit of processing that's going to help us glue this together. So I'm going to come with a compressor just to get them interacting with each other. As the volumes of each thing start to spike, it'll bring other stuff down and it will feel like it's sitting in the same place. Bring the ratio down. We don't want to affect the kick that much. Bring the mix down. Nice. I'm going to bring the mix down so I don't lose so much kick. Bring the threshold down as well. Nice. And I'm going to throw a little bit of tape as well. And this plugin's so goated because it's actually giving us some of that kick thump back. See, we could come right on top of this right now with a bass. Let's start with the guitars. Yeah, that feels so good. Throw a chorus on that. This is where we come with the stage. And I'm just going to pan that over to the right a little bit, because remember, we want to use real instruments here. By the way, if you've been watching up to this point and you're thinking you want to be able to make beats like this, you want to understand the chord theory, the production and the mixing decisions, all the things that make music just feel effortless, but you don't know the next steps to take, check out my program, Producer Mastering. It's my private coaching program where I work with producers just like you to help level up your tracks, start making music like your favorite artists, and transform your music career. Inside, you'll work directly with me, where I give you a dedicated roadmap showing you how to make music based off of your influences so you can actually start sounding the way you've always wanted to. I only take a few people on at a time, as it's literally me helping you myself. So if you want to talk about whether it's the right fit for you, click the link in the description to book a call and apply. We add a bass in here and it's raps. Let's go Contact because I'm feeling lazy. Oh, the one bass could be crazy here. This is one of the favorite presets that I've made. That Thundercat sound. Just like that, we turn it into a Thundercat vibe. That's crazy. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. This one's gonna be crazy. We'll bring the profit up. We'll bring down the envelope on that, and then we'll bring up some verbal. We'll bring up the release. It could be an ARP thing. Oh, that could be kind of cool. That could be kind of crazy if we go arpeggiator. That could be kind of cool if we bring it up to like 30-second notes. And not just up, we could go up down. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool as hell. So now it will kind of land on even divisions. And you're probably saying it's too busy, and it is very, very busy, which is why I would probably come in here, legato this, hey, 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 and then filter the whole thing. And then add a portal to the whole thing. How does that work? The trick with that is you've got to make sure the chord progression changes at the same time. Crazy, crazy. And then an EQ, so it's basically just a bandpass here, right? And then maybe I'm doing too much, but I think an LFO over this. Oh, that's crazy. Yo, 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 yo.